Hi, I'm Gretchen Orwig. I'm the grade 6 level lead at ISNS, and I also teach INS, which stands for Individuals and Societies. INS takes up about 12% of students' academic time. In INS, we try to build knowledge and understanding, investigation skills, communication skills, and critical thinking skills. So in most units, we go through a cycle. First, we build knowledge around a subject, and then the students choose something to investigate, and then they follow a research cycle in which they decide what they're going to study or investigate, and then they build or follow an action plan, so they learn time management. Then they collect all of their research in a systematic way, and then they communicate their findings in some sort of project, maybe a speech or a paper or a website. And then they reflect on how the research went and then build a plan for improving the process in the future. In MYP, lower MYP 6 through 8, we try to build their skills really strongly. So we focus on ATLs, we use time management a lot, we use effective note-taking, we use collection of note-taking because that helps them build organization skills that they must have when they research. The first time they do that is when they do PYPX, when they're in grade 5. And I always tell my students that when they do a unit, every time it's like doing a PYPX over and over and over again. They're always following that same process. As they do that in MYP through the years, by the time they get to grade 9, they do a community project that requires all of the organization skills and communication skills that we've been building in INS. Then in grade 10, they do the personal project. Same thing, same skills they're using. And then when they get to DP, they need to do TOK and EE, which is extended essay. And that's where they engage in more of their own interests and investigations and communications about their learning. And so INS always feeds into the spirit of IB and the knowledge building and creating the lifelong learner from an intrinsic motivation standpoint. So in grade 6, we're doing a full research project right now on human migration. So we spent the first part of the unit just learning how to take notes using Cornell notes and learning migration stories. And so we developed a list of questions that we want to know when we learn about somebody's migration, from where did they come from, where did they go, why did they move, and then even what were the benefits and challenges, so they can get a well-rounded human version of migration. So they learn about migrations that have happened all throughout the world, they build this knowledge base, and then in the second part, because we live in Shenzhen, China, Shenzhen is a city that has all been migrated to. It grew from 400,000 people in 1980 to 14 million now. So instead of researching specific stories about migrations, they are writing the stories. So they all choose one person to interview. They ask all of those questions we're looking for when we were researching the other migration stories. They collect those, and then they create a website about that person's migration story. They include the story, the successes, the benefits, the challenges, photographs, a map of the migration and a timeline of how the migration happened. And then at the end, they include a knowledge reflection where they talk about what did they know before they started the unit, and then what do they know now? And then a process reflection of how did the research go, how did their time management go, what can they do better in the future? And then they all share the website on one Padlet, and then I share it out to the school, and then they can receive feedback from all the teachers. I really like to leverage using tech to help deliver work to students that I can always be monitoring and checking in on, and they can engage with it really easily and keep track of it. I also really like to teach them short-term time management using the Pomodoro method, which is you work for 20 to 25 minutes, you take a 5-minute break. It kind of seems obvious, but students don't know that. So if I can build that practice in, that is something they can use all the time. And it really helps them get their work done and engage with their work. And that's very important for an 11 and 12-year-old brain.